I could take a couple of questions. I do have to jump on a call here in a few minutes.
With that, I mean, with what you just mentioned and kicked off here, is now the right time to have a special legislative session on allocating money to fight Trump in a way that you could already do without a special legislative session?
So I'm here to address these wildfires. This is a historic wildfire. This is a historic event. These wildfires, as I mentioned, are going to be quite possibly some of the worst wildfires and disasters in state and national history.
While this wildfire is happening, and while people are trying to understand what's going on and are worried about disaster relief, worried about the ability to get homeowners insurance, your chamber gavelled into a special legislative session to prepare for Donald Trump in a way that you are already able to do without a special legislative session. So again, is now the right time for that?
So certainly our focus right now is Speaker Ashley. At this moment, my colleagues and I, we are acting with great urgency to ensure that we're providing much needed relief to Angelenos, to ensure that we understand what it's going to take for this region to recover, and to support those that have been most impacted by this disaster. The response from our first responders has been unprecedented, and they're doing all that they can to control and contain again these multiple fires. They're doing whatever they can to ensure that that they're keeping people safe now, and again, in anticipation and in preparation for recovery. And as a state, as a legislature, we will do everything we can to support that recovery.
Vibes so raw, can't hide the truth. Words so sharp, they cut right through.
Hey, welcome back to the channel with your man Wise, and today we got to talk about it, man. I know this is a conversation that we've been having for the better part of the week, but we got to keep talking about it, man. The incompetence of the leadership out in California, especially LA Mayor Karen Bass, the fire chief, California Governor Gavin Newsom. They might be done. Karen Bass is on her way out the door. You can count on that. Newsom, I think he had thoughts that he had a chance to run for president, but I think this entire debacle, it just dashed that as well. Megyn Kelly is about to give these people the business. We're going to react to what she had to say about this entire debacle. I got another clip to share with you guys about what's actually going on, some additional details to what is going on out there in California as well. Like, share, subscribe to the channel, turn the notifications on so you never miss an upload. And without further ado, let's get into it.
Resurfacing online from, here it is, from when Ted Cruz got ridiculed for leaving Texas to go on vacation in the middle of I can't remember what was happening to Texas. Was it fires there?
It was a snowstorm.
Karen Bass, what was it, Steve? It was a snowstorm. Okay. You don't think snowstorm when you think Texas. In any event, she tweeted out, Ted Cruz fleeing Texas in the middle of a deadly crisis is part of a larger pattern of the GOP abandoning folks in crisis. We need to build a movement to kick them all out. Well, how'd that one go, madam? Is that...
I'll say that comment right there, it didn't age well. It didn't age well at all. Goodness gracious.
Part of your pattern on your team to abandon folks during a crisis? I mean, I realize you sent a couple of tweets, but in this kind of situation, people like to see and hear from their leaders. And you were in Ghana enjoying yourself. Now, she finally holds a presser, and it was a complete disaster. First of all, before I get to the truly disastrous part, listen to her describing herself. Like, I basically got on the back of Superman to come home. Take a listen to Sat 2.
I've been in constant contact with our fire commanders, with county, state, and federal officials. I took the fastest route back, which included being on a military plane, which facilitated our communications. So I was able to be on the phone the entire time of the flight. We are fighting for you and everyone in Los Angeles.
You wouldn't have had to do any of that stuff had you not gone in the first place. No accountability, no apology to her constituents, nothing. Just business as usual. Hey, I did everything that I could to get back here. Hopefully it's not on the taxpayer's dime.
Okay. I took the fastest route home. Are we supposed to be giving credit for the fact that she didn't book too many layovers? This is an absurd person. And you don't have to take my word for it in response to that inanity you just heard. Listen to the mayor in her time of crisis, her city's time of massive crisis, in directing people where to go if they need information, which they do because their houses are burning and their family members, in at least 5 cases, are dying. Listen to this idiot in SOT 3.
Build stronger than ever. Right now, if you need help, emergency information, resources, and shelter is available. All of this can be found at URL.
At URL.
URL. What does that mean? Where do you go? I understand. I know what URL means for the techie geeks out there. You know, I worked in the tech industry, so I know what URL means. But for those that don't know, that's not a website, ma'am. That is not a website, ma'am. Oh my goodness, man. You can't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up. You guys probably don't know this, but she was one step away from being Joe Biden's vice president. She was one step away. She was in the number 2 slot. She was behind Kamala. The incompetence is on 1,000 with this one.
She is too stupid to be the mayor of Los Angeles. She is too stupid to be in public office. You failed, madam. You failed. You failed to prepare for the crisis. And then when your country and your city needed you.
But Jasmine Crockett said that Black women are the most educated people in the country. I keep telling y'all, man, getting a degree from one of these super libtard schools doesn't mean that you're educated. It just means you're indoctrinated. That's it. Doesn't mean you know anything. That's why you got students, not to get off topic, you got students coming out of college demanding $100,000 a year. We don't even know if you can do the job. How about you try just showing the work on time and not shutting your laptop down at 4:45 when you get off at 5? Like, come on now.
What did you do? Oh, you took the fastest route home with no layovers on a military plane? Great. And when you got there, you were too dumb to realize that URL was a placeholder and then to actually look to your team and say, what is the URL? What is the web address? You are a moron. And I am sorry for our friends in Los Angeles who don't deserve this. I realize they voted for this woman.
No, they deserve it. Elections have consequences. And it's unfortunate that they chose what they chose. They chose DEI. They chose diversity, equity, and inclusion over someone who can actually do the daggone job. But they technically do deserve it because this is the leadership that they voted for. It's unfortunate because they probably didn't know that they would find themselves in a situation like this. But they do deserve it because this is what they asked for. Point blank, period.
But I'm going to assume they thought she had 2 nickels to rub together in between her ears. Live and learn. Then she gets caught on the way to, I think this was the news conference, by a Sky News reporter. He got her at the airport. And man, did this guy do a good job. Take a listen to this and how I don't really care, to be honest, whether it's she can't or she won't answer the questions. I'm equally horrified either way. Watch.
Do you owe citizens an apology for being absent while their homes were burning? Do you regret cutting the fire department budget by millions of dollars, Madam Mayor? Have you nothing to say today? Have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today? Elon Musk says that you're utterly incompetent. Are you considering your position? Madam Mayor, have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today who are dealing with this disaster? No apology for them?
That is utter incompetence. Again, Picture Trump. Picture Trump in that circumstance. Would he ever just sit there ignoring the reporter firing those questions at him? No, he would say something. Say something resembling anything. Right? Like, take a shot, madam. This is the first this guy was on the plane with her coming back from Ghana, most direct route, fear not, and started firing questions at her. And this is her first chance to actually say something. I know you're going to a presser. Say, I'll address it more fully at the presser, but here's my message right now. You're an idiot. She's too dumb to do it. That's why she didn't do it. That's why the fire department wasn't ready. That's why she took nearly $20 million from them instead of fully funding the FD, because she had other priorities like the homeless and the illegal immigrants. Those are the reports that she was doling out the money to help all the illegals who are in LA. And she didn't care about a known risk to the tax-paying citizens of LA, the upstanding, law-abiding citizens of Los Angeles who pay her salary, who help the city stay on its feet. Whatever you think of LA, it's historic, it's beautiful, it's totally charming in its character. Forget the politics, all right? Just put that bullshit to the side. You go out there and you drive around and you think, oh my God, if it weren't for the politics, I'd live here. It's so pretty and cute and like all these like sort of no-name charming restaurants that are just off the beaten path where you can get really great food and like sole proprietors, still ma and pa businesses, unlike Manhattan, by the way, which was ruined by another Democrat, where he chased all the ma and pa proprietors out with his inane policies. In any event, it's sad that this city is being lost before our very eyes because, in part, of the utter incompetence of people like Karen Bass. Go to URL. She's too dumb to be your leader.
Yes. Megyn Kelly is cooking. Oh my goodness. And everything that she said is 1000% true. Everything. Everything she said is 1000% true. And I do feel sorry for the people out in California, out in LA. I really do. But at the same time, they asked for this. They chose virtue signaling over a leader who could actually do the job. They chose the first something over someone who could actually do the job. They chose DEI over merit, and it's not working out well. 2025 is the year that DEI is being exposed. It started January 1st. Unfortunately, lives have been lost because of this incompetence. We saw it down in New Orleans. We're watching it right before our eyes out in California. This is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. And it's unfortunate because the citizens, the constituents, we are the ones that have to deal with these piss poor policies. We're the ones that have to deal with this. Y'all in a city, y'all in a state that is known for wildfires on an annual basis, and you decide to cut the daggone budget from the fire department. It's ridiculous. You can't make it up. And I would assume that there were some other people that said, yeah, that's a good idea. We should do that. It's ridiculous.
Holding the Democrat Speaker of the California State Assembly his feet to the fire, demanding to know why they're doing a special legislative session to get $25 million more in spending in order to sue the Trump White House in court. When tens of thousands are now homeless from the LA wildfires still blazing away. Joining us now from House Oversight, Tennessee Congressman Tim Burchett. What's your take on this and the Democrats' focus here?
Well, I think it's correct that they are just completely overwhelmed. My heart goes out to the firefighters and the innocent people who've lost everything. But the truth is that the Hollywood elite, the big money, the dot-commers, they've kept these liberals in, and they kept these liberal policies. You know, your legislature is gutless, your governor is gutless, and your mayor's gutless. They need to throw them all out. But will they do it? I doubt it. They'll figure out some way to blame this on Donald Trump or global warming or something like that, Liz. You know the protocol. And the sad truth is, You know, I used to be in the U-Haul business, and we could never get the big U-Hauls. Heck, they're all here in Tennessee now. I'm not in the business anymore. It's because everybody's leaving that has the ability to, leaving California. So what have you got left? You've got poor folks, and you've got these rich liberal elites that are running this state into the ground. They've torn down dams. They've refused to fill reservoirs. And you have just a governor and a mayor and a state legislature that is completely tone deaf.
Yeah, let's recap the breaking news at the top of the hour.
That dude right there, he said everything, and he's absolutely right. You got a governor, a mayor, and a state legislation that's completely tone deaf to the needs of the constituents of the state of California, the city of LA, and it's showing. 2025, the mask has been pulled off of DEI. People have been talking about it, didn't earn it. People have been talking about it costs lives. When you find out or hear the amount of money that the diversity chair or whatever it is for the LA Fire Department making $400,000 a year, the deputy, the assistant to the fire chief is making less money than the quote unquote DI director of the fire department. That lets you know where the priorities are with these damn Democrats. And I'm sorry to cuss, but this is ridiculous. There have been 5 people that have lost their lives, not because they had to, but because of incompetence. How many people that suffer from some form of, respiratory issue, how many of those people will succumb to this situation because the air quality is so poor because of the incompetence of the governor, the mayor, and the state legislation? How many people will lose their lives because of that? Or how many people will find themselves with issues, respiratory issues, because of the incompetence of the leadership in the state of California? This situation is a mess. It is ridiculous. Now, these wildfires, they're going to happen no matter what. This isn't the first time, and I promise you, it won't be the last time. But they could have done things better. They could have done things that would have helped mitigate the amount of damage that these wildfires have caused. There was a clip that we showed the other day where on Joe Rogan, where he had said that he had spoke with someone that says that, hey, a fire can crank up with the right winds and it will burn the city down. And that dude was like a prophet, because this is exactly what is happening. It's freaking ridiculous, man. Elections have consequences. And the policies, the agenda, the rhetoric that comes from the left, from the Democrats, and from their leadership, it costs people lives. It costs lives. It costs money. It puts this country in a state that is too daggone weak, and things need to change. I hope the people in California, see this and say, you know what? We have to do something different. We have to. We have to get some leaders that know how to lead. I hope so. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section. Like, share, subscribe to the channel, drop me a comment, consider supporting the channel financially. You can join the ARP family, but the best bet would be to buy me a coffee. Link in the description box below. You could join the membership there. We're working on a Slack group, so we'll get a chance to chop it up. You'll get a chance to talk with me on a day-to-day basis if that's something that you're interested in. I appreciate everybody that has supported the channel thus far. Keep God first in your life. Stay prayed up. Stay bundled up. My thoughts, my prayers, condolences to the people that have lost their lives, to the people that have lost family, the people that have lost their homes, the people that have lost so much out there in California. Our thoughts and prayers are with you, and we'll catch up with you all next time. Peace.
Vibes so raw, can't hide the truth. Words so sharp.